Alright, we'll try this, see what happens. I think my volume's good, volume's good, volume's good. I think. It's good. Alright, everybody. I am just going to give you a rundown of the Reveal Tacticam camera that me and Richie used this past season. One of the things we heard was guys weren't real sure, hunters weren't real sure if it was taking as many pictures as maybe as their still camera or something like that. Now what I think I want to do is I want to follow up and I want to see how many pictures actually the camera takes and then how many pictures it actually sends to your phone and see how that number adds up. I do not have that number in this review, but that's my next review. I want to do that. I want to know, does this Reveal X or any of the Tacticams that we get this year or have already had, do they send the same amount of pictures to your cell phone that they actually take? So that's next. I wish I had it now because that's really one of my big questions. But I know one of the other big questions that we were being asked is, does your still camera outperform the Reveal X because it's a cell camera? So I'm going to start off by saying they're real close. Like there's not much difference. But before we do that, you get a chance, hit that subscribe button down below, will you please? Click that real quickly. So Browning cameras are what me and Richie have used a lot. They work real good. We've had good success with them. And that's just what we use, so that's what I did my test with. But let's start with the Reveal X. So this is the first model they came out with. We got them last year. I think we've got 6 or 7 of them, me and Richie. And so overall, great camera, man. Really, really happy with it. It's the only cell camera I've officially used. I've heard from other buddies and helped some other buddies with some other cell cameras. Not going to get into it. I'm going to talk about the Reveal. Takes about 12 AA batteries. Nice, compact, I mean, decent size, not real big. The antenna's cool. There was another camera we used a couple of, and the actual antenna did not bend or anything, and it broke. So, but these, we've not had issues with them. They do bend a little bit like this, but I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad or what we use it for. We don't bend them. I guess maybe if a branch is in the way, we might move it out of the way, but it's never really been an issue for us. What you have to do with these cameras, all cameras that I know of, is pay attention to the size of the card you need to use, the SD card. And I am not a techie guy, I promise. But the SD cards, they need to be a number 10, and on the SD card, it'd be like a circle, and there'll be a number in that circle, a little bitty. So right here, right there, little bitty number there, it says there's a 10, all right? And this one is a 16 gig. And I know a couple of my other buddies had some other cameras. They're like, man, this thing don't take no pictures, blah, blah. And if you look, it'll say, I mean, they're trying to use, 50 gig cards or 128 gig cards that we use in our cameras, and or an 8 gig or a 4 gig, and they don't work, or they don't work properly. So do your research, a little bit of research, figure out what kind of card you need. With the Reveals, you need a class 10 in between a 16 and a 32 gig. Like I said, it takes 12 AA batteries. You throw them bad boys in there. Pretty simple, pretty easy. It's somewhat, waterproof like most cameras are. They come with a little warranty, a 1-year warranty, blah, blah, blah. But you can do month-to-month plans. And I don't know the exact prices. I think it's like $12 for the first camera, $13 for the first camera, and then 10 or $12 for every camera after that per month, unlimited. I know there's different plans where you can get a couple thousand here and there, but for 12 or 13 bucks a month, unlimited pictures, that's what we're doing. So the cell camera world is just, it's pretty awesome because we don't have to go in there as much, leaves our areas alone, stuff like that. So what I did was I put both of these cameras on a tree, just like this, right? One over top of the other at the exact same angle, as close as I could. And then it was late in February, so our season was over. So I threw out a bunch of, I think alfalfa or something. We had some major snow there in February after the deer season. So I put out a bunch of alfalfa, and just to get the deer coming in or whatever. And I just wanted to take pictures. I wanted to run a little experiment on, does this take as many pictures as this camera? So I've got the time that each camera took its actual first picture. So this camera on February 10th, 2021 at 16:55 hours, that's 4:55, it took its very first picture. At same date, February 10th, 2021 at 16:59, 4 minutes later, this camera took its very first picture. All right, so, I mean, we're real close. After the first 24 hours, this camera right here, in 24 hours, this camera took 264 pictures. Okay? After 24 hours, this camera took 245 pictures. And I literally went through each camera and looked at the pictures and looked at the time, and then, you know, got my time frame within 24 hours, within a couple minutes of each other, okay? So we're within 245 on this one and 264 on this one. We're within 19 pictures, right? So I did it every 24 hours. So after 48 hours, after 48 hours, 2 days, this camera had 585. That's the cell camera. 585. The Browning had 548. So 50. Oh, wait, what are we within 30 pictures or whatever? Now let's get down to say 120 hours. This camera, the Tacticam, took 1,177 pictures. 1,177 pictures. That's what the Tacticam took at 120 hour mark. The Browning at 120 hours was at 1,487. 1177, 1487. Up until that point, this cell camera pretty much had the edge by 30, 40, 50 pictures, something like that. So now after 168, this camera, the Tacticam cell camera, took 1,266 pictures, 1,266, and this one took 1,739. Now, that's 500-ish. It's kind of a big difference. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. Up until that point, everything, this camera was leading for the first 3 or 4 days. I think we're going to try some different cameras this year too, just because. But we're definitely going to keep using the Tacticams while we've got them. Like I say, we don't get paid to use them. We got to buy them. So they're not cheap. These Tacticams are actually, I think these were at the time like $100 or something. So that was really cheap. I think the new Reveal X's are $139, something like that. Like I belong to Guide Fitter. If you've ever heard of that, they do discounts and stuff, and I think I can get the Reveal X, the new ones, for $100, 110 instead of 139, whatever. The quality. So these Reveals on the phone, it's a pretty good. It's an awesome quality in my opinion. It works just fine. There's a little app, a Reveal app. Boop. And then let's see what's going on. Oh, look, you got a little baby and a mama there right now. So there's a mama and a baby there right now. In the nighttime, I mean, they're fine. They're just, I mean, they're fine. I have no issues with how they do. If it's taking pictures and I can see it and it's pretty good quality, I'm cool with that. So my overall, I mean, I'm not going to give it a 1 out of 10 because I don't really have enough evidence to really compare it to another camera. I mean, I can go by what buddies have told me on their cameras, but I'm not going to do that. I can tell you I'm going to keep using them until they at least quit working because they cost money. So, and then again, I'm going to, you know, we still use the still cameras, but it's very, very cool to have cell cameras, right? And you could just sit here and see what's going on. That's pretty awesome. I know I rambled and I went on and on and on about this, that, and the other, but the big thing I wanted to talk about was, are these cameras taking as many pictures as these? I want to know, if this thing takes 1,000 pictures, do 1,000 of them come to my cell phone? My guess is no. But I want to try to figure that out. It's going to be a little more in depth because, like I say, I think you got to worry about the weather. So I'll try to do it. I'm going to start working on that now in the summertime, so we're not getting 400 pictures a day. It would be a whole lot easier for me to keep up if we're just getting 20, 30, 40 pictures a day, and then I can keep track of the weather. And even do it that way. So I'm going to do something like that. I think that would be pretty cool because that's my big question is, do the cell cameras, any of them, but mine's going to be Tacticam, and then if I get one of the Spartans, I'll do it on that as well. Do these little buggers send you the same amount of pictures that they take? Do they send you the same amount of pictures to your cell phone that they actually take out in the woods? I'm barring any bad weather or anything, we're going to see how it goes. And I guess, it might have to do with your cell phone carrier. And gosh, this is going to get really technical. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if I'm going to get that technical, but I'm going to put together what I can. I'm going to put together the hillbilly technicality part of it and then bring it to you. And then we'll go from there. So peace out. I got to get back to watching videos to make sure Josh is doing these right.